Welcome viewers, you are now watching Hornbill TV's Prime Time. First the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday described the installation of the Dharma Dhwaja atop the Ram temple as moment that heals wounds and pain of centuries and is being put to rest. The Supreme Court on Tuesday refused to entertain a plea filed by a Christian Indian Army soldier who was terminated from service for his refusal to participate in collective religious practices conducted by his entire regiment. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has once again postponed his visit to India over security concerns scheduled for later this year to meet with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. More than 100 homes were damaged Monday afternoon after a tornado swept through Harris County in Texas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday said that India and the world are Ramme, and he described the installation of the Dharma Dhwaj atop the Ram temple as a moment that heals wounds of centuries and marks the fulfillment of a civilization resolve kept alive for 500 years. Addressing the gathering at the Dhwajarohan ceremony, Prime Minister Modi said, "Today, there is extraordinary satisfaction in the heart of every Ram devotee. There is boundless gratitude and the wounds of centuries are being healed. The pain of centuries is being put to rest today. The resolve of centuries is being fulfilled today." He also added that the Dharma Dhwaj established at the Shikhar of the Grand Ram Temple carries profound symbolic significance. Further, elaborating on the symbolism of the flag, Prime Minister Modi noted that it reflects the rebirth of an ancient civilization and embodies the ideals of Ram Raja.
आज अयोध्या नगरी भारत की सांस्कृतिक चेतना के एक और उत्कर्ष बिंदु की साक्षी बन रही है। आज संपूर्ण भारत, संपूर्ण विश्व राममय है। हर राम भक्त के हृदय में अद्वितीय संतोष है, असीम कृतज्ञता है, अपार अलौकिक आनंद है। सदियों के घाव भर रहे हैं, सदियों की वेदना आज विराम पा रही है। सदियों का संकल्प आज सिद्धि को प्राप्त हो रहा है। आज उस यज्ञ की पूर्णाहुति है जिसकी अग्नि 500 वर्ष तक प्रज्वलित रही। जो यज्ञ एक पल भी आस्था से डिगा नहीं, एक पल भी विश्वास से टूटा नहीं।
The Supreme Court on Tuesday refused to entertain a plea filed by a Christian Indian Army soldier who was terminated from service for his refusal to participate in collective religious practices conducted by his entire regiment. A bench of Justices Surya Kant and Joy Malia Bakshi also remarked that the soldiers' behavior reflected gross indiscipline, rendering them absolute misfits for the army. After hearing arguments from senior advocate Gopal appearing for the petitioner soldier, the court upheld his termination, as had been ordered earlier by Delhi High Court. The Christian Army man had moved the apex court challenging the Delhi High Court's decision to dismiss his plea against his termination from the army. While rejecting his plea, the Delhi High Court had reasoned that the said petitioner kept his religion above his superiors' lawful command. During the hearing at the apex court today, senior counsel Gopal defended his client's conduct by arguing that all his client did was to refuse to enter the sanctum sanctorum of a Hindu temple and of a Gurudwara along with the rest of his troops that he commanded. The petitioner soldier, who is otherwise very disciplined and has a clean record since he joined service 6 years ago, only abstained from participating in religious activities that he thought violated his religious conscience, the senior lawyer submitted. However, the apex court, not impressed by the petitioner soldier's conduct, was of the view that there is a huge responsibility that rests on the soldiers of the Indian Army and that the court has to be very careful while it considers pardoning such misconduct. We'll now take a short break. Stay tuned.
On the rise, सुन ले आसमां, डबल इंजन का ये मिशन महान, 2047 तक हम न रुकेंगे, 6 ट्रिलियन का ड्रीम पूरा करेंगे। मथुरा की गलियों में गूंजे है राधा, अयोध्या में दूर हुई मंदिर की बाधा, काशी प्रयागराज की गोल्डन चमक, यूपी सरकार की गूंजे धमक, सड़कों पर फर्राटा फिक्रलेस बिल्कुल बिंदास, एक्सप्रेस वे पर साएं पूरा विश्वास, विकसित यूपी की बढ़ गई प्यास, 2047 का ये विजन बहुत खास, माफिया का दी एंड, फियर गॉन, योगी राज में लॉ एंड ऑर्डर हुआ स्ट्रॉन्ग, बेखौफ घूमे जनता, गुंडों पर मार, नया यूपी तोड़ रहा पुरानी दीवार। यूपी ऑन द राइज, सुन ले आसमां, डबल इंजन का ये मिशन महान, 2047 तक हम न रुकेंगे, 6 ट्रिलियन का ड्रीम पूरा करेंगे।
After a woman from Arunachal Pradesh was detained at the Shanghai airport in China on the grounds that her Indian passport specifying her place of birth is invalid, India has reportedly launched a protest with China. According to multiple reports, India has made a strong with Beijing. Mention may be made a woman from Arunachal identified as Prema Tongdok was held at the airport for 18 hours as she was singled out during security check for her onward flight. Meanwhile, Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu said he was deeply shocked by the treatment meted out to Tongdok by the Chinese immigration authorities. He said Arunachal is and will always be part of India. Assam BJP MLA Sushant Borgohain stated on Tuesday the incident has been condemned by External Affairs Minister and the country's leadership will certainly address this situation.
Earlier also one incident happened with some sportsperson of the Arunachal Pradesh. They were about to participate in the Olympic but could not do it because of this incident. They were not issued the passport. our external affairs minister has strongly condemned the incident, and this incident also has been condemned by our external affairs minister, because whole world knows that Arunachal is an integral part of India, and their identity is Indian. They are Bharatiya. They speak Hindi well. They show their culture in a national platform and everything, and the world knows that Arunachal is a part of India. So this may be an incident, but cannot separate Arunachal from India. Because everybody knows, the whole world, and Modi's government is strong enough for this kind of incident to condemn and to support the Arunachal people.
So earlier this Chinese government or the China authority has formed as the Arunachal in the integral part of their side.
Yes. You know, the aggressive and aggression systems of China, the world knows. The world has seen many kind of incident. But lately the relation between the India and China is very strong and very good. Our leadership will certainly address this kind of situation. And Arunachal, everybody knows, world knows, India knows, and Indian people knows. So they are integral part of India. So we do not have to worry about this kind of such a small.
Meanwhile, the spokes of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China, Mao Ning, said on Tuesday, Zhangnan is China's territory. The Chinese side has never recognized the so-called Arunachal Pradesh illegally set up by India. On the individual case, she said, during the entire time, China's border inspection authorities carried out checks procedures in accordance with laws and regulations. The law enforcement was impartial and non-abusive. The lawful rights and interests of the person concerned were fully protected. No compulsory measures were taken on her, and there was no so-called detaining or harassing. The airline provided her with resting facilities and meals. Let's go back to what Prema Wangjom-Tongdok said about the incident.
For the record, introduce yourself, and the audio is Shanghai airport. If you can narrate that, please.
Yes, so basically I am an Indian citizen residing in UK for about 14 years. And I was traveling on my holiday from London Gatwick to Japan via a transit in Shanghai. And basically I went past the e-gates, happily queuing up for the security gates to transfer onto my next flight onto Osaka in Japan. And one of the officials from the Chinese immigration came over and singled me out of the queue, basically said, look, India, you know, took my name and something and took me out. So I asked her what is happening, and she basically didn't say much and just basically asked me to follow her. Took me close to the e-gates where there is the immigration, the manual counters for the immigration. And then she went on to say, Arunachal, not India, China, your visa not acceptable, your basically passport is invalid. Very confusing moment, obviously, because never heard of that before. We obviously are a proud Indian citizens, all residents of Arunachal Pradesh. And basically, she wouldn't give me an explanation. She wouldn't let me go back into the queue, said you cannot board the plane. Then other officials came. So actually, I probably interacted with around 10 other immigration officers. So another lady came, took me to another part of the airport. And in fact, when I tried to question them and ask them what was the issue, they said, Arunachal is not part of India, very clearly. And they said, you should apply, and started mocking and laughing and saying things like, you should apply for Chinese passport. You're Chinese, you're not Indian. Some mockery around there. Then basically they took me to the transfer desk of China Eastern, which is next to an immigration desk. And they would just keep basically sending me from one desk to the other. So if I ask the Chinese airline, they tell me to go to the immigration tells me to go to them. And they basically didn't give me a straight answer. I said, where is the law? What rights have you got to hold me back here? So ultimately it took about 18 hours for me to get out of Shanghai. What is shocking to me is I have in fact transited through Shanghai in the past, a year ago, with no issues at all. In fact, the first time that I ever transited through China, I spoke to the Chinese embassy in London, and they said, with a short layover of about 3 to 6 hours. You don't need a visa. So obviously, I work actually in the regulatory space in London as well. So I know that how important rules are, and I'm well aware of the regulations. And obviously, I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing before I flew out. And obviously, I have transited very successfully and easily through Shanghai before, through China, having consulted the Chinese embassy in London. But at this time, I feel maybe it was the weekend. They knew that the offices are closed. The timing was as such that I couldn't actually call the Chinese embassy in London. So after a lot of ordeal, because there was no Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi was really slow, and even if I did get connected to Wi-Fi, you can't open Google, you can't open any of the socials like your Facebook or WhatsApp. So I couldn't get in touch with my family for a very.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has once again postponed his visit to India, scheduled for later this year, to meet with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The trip was delayed over security concerns after the deadly terror attack in New Delhi 2 weeks ago. The worst terror in more than a decade, killing at least 15 people and injuring dozens. It was earlier reported that Netanyahu was planning to visit India before the end of this year. This is the third time this year that the Israeli leader has cancelled a planned visit to India. Netanyahu's visit was widely seen in Israel as an effort by him to project his acceptance worldwide. In July, Netanyahu's political party put up banners featuring his pictures with PM Modi, US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin to lure support by presenting him in different league. His campaign has focused on bringing out his close chemistry with world leaders and trying to project him as a leader of unmatched stature in Israeli politics, which is crucial for the country's security. We'll now take another short break. Stay tuned.
सबसे नतुन खबर और जानकारी गान इत्यादि पाबी अपनी लगा निजोर भाषा नागामिस्ते हुदाई शाम 6 बजिरे हॉर्नबिल टीवी लगा नागामिस न्यूज बुलेटिन प्रा खुदे अपनी पाबो डांगोर खबर लगा हेडलाइंस लोकल खबर और नागालैंड और बाहर दे होई थागिया डेवलपमेंट खान अपनी दुकान सिंपल और क्लियर नागामिस प्रा साबोले पारबो जानकारी लोई थागिबी कनेक्ट होइगिना थागिबी हॉर्नबिल टीवी लोगोते
More than 100 homes were damaged Monday afternoon after a tornado swept through Harris County. Constable Mark Herman confirmed the destruction in a Facebook post, noting that first responders are actively searching for residents who may be injured or trapped in the affected areas. The National Weather Service confirmed a tornado struck the country, but has not yet determined the storm's intensity. Severe storms have developed across the Houston area on Monday, fueled by warm temperatures ahead of a cold front. Meteorologists said an unstable atmosphere combined with wind shear produced supercell thunderstorms, leading to multiple tornado reports. Herman described the event as a severe weather event that caused widespread and significant damage. The tornado also hit the Harris County Emergency Service campus, ripping the roof and back wall of a maintenance building, said spokesperson Miranda Segwick. Delhi's Patiala House Court has remanded 5 accused for 2-day judicial custody in connection with an anti-pollution protest that turned violent. One accused has been sent to a safe house until his age is verified. As he claimed to be a minor, his bail application has also been filed. A total of 23 people were arrested for allegedly blocking a road, obstructing police and using pepper spray at Delhi police personnel during a protest at the India Gate on Sunday. Police on Monday said that they have registered FIRs in 2 police stations for staging a protest to the Sea Hexagon on India Gate and allegedly using chili or pepper spray on police personnel. All 6 accused arrested from Kartavya Path India Gate were produced before the Patiala House Court on Monday. Judicial Magistrate First Class JMFC Arindam Singh Chima viewed the video of the protest and asked the police to file a copy of it. While seeking the 2-day remand of the 6 accused, the Delhi police submitted that the accused protested at India Gate and violated the order issued by the public servant. They also used criminal force to obstruct the public servant. Counsel for the 2 accused submitted that they suffered injuries due to custodial torture. The counsel said they were carrying out a peaceful protest and were not engaged in any anti-national or Naxalite activities.
इंडिया गेट प्रोटेस्ट का केस है, उसमें आज कुछ एक्यूज को कोर्ट में पेश किया गया था। सर, कितने दिन का रिमांड या जुडिशियल कस्टडी हुआ है, उसके बारे में बताइए सर।
देखिए, हमारे जो कल इंडिया गेट पे एजिटेशन हुआ था, उसमें कुछ बच्चों को पकड़ा जो कि कॉलेज स्टूडेंट हैं। उनको ये नहीं पता था कि किस बेस पे होना है, लेकिन उनको सिर्फ और सिर्फ 2 दिन का जेसी भेजा है। पुलिस उनके लिए 3 डेज का पीसी का वो लेकर आई थी एप्लीकेशन के इनका एक कनेक्शन माओवादियों से निकाला जाए, जिसको कोर्ट ने डिनाइड किया, फिलहाल के लिए डिनाइड किया है। और सिर्फ 2 दिन का जेसी भेजा है 5 लोगों के लिए। 6 लोग पेश हुए थे, 6 बच्चे, 5 को 2 दिन का जेसी भेजा है। और एक बच्चे का जिसका अभी एज का कोई थोड़ा सा इशू था, उसको 2 दिन के लिए सेफ हाउस भेजा गया है।
ठीक है सर। सर, ये कोई पुलिस ने वीडियो भी चलाया था, कोर्ट ने कहा कि इसकी कॉपी दीजिए, ऐसा भी कुछ हुआ था क्या सर?
देखिए, वीडियो बहुत सारी इंस्टाग्राम पे अपलोड हो रही हैं
जी,
जिसके लिए हमने नहीं देखा। कोर्ट में उन्होंने चलाया जैसा आपने देखा है, लेकिन हम उसके लिए कह नहीं सकते कि अब वो हमारे पास आएगा तो हम देखेंगे उसमें ऐसा क्या है क्या नहीं है। जो इलीगल है वो तभी डिसाइड होगा।
सर, जो पुलिस ने कहा कि भी ये लोग नारेबाजी कर रहे थे, हिडमा के पक्ष में भी नारे लगाए, तो क्या कहना है आपको, आपका इस बारे में सर? आपका क्या डिफेंस है, क्या आप लोगों ने आर्गुमेंट किया?
देखो, हमने सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो अपना आर्गुमेंट किया वो ये किया कि ये स्टूडेंट्स हैं, इनके साथ पुलिस ने ज्यादती की, इनके साथ पुलिस ने पुलिस पोस्ट में, पुलिस वैन में और थाने में ले जाके उनके साथ मार पिटाई की। बाकी हमने कोई इसमें अभी खुल के जो
That's all for now. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV.